Because of problems, Joni Lamb and Daystar have had a lot of trouble since 2024. I think this situation could have been handled better. Unfortunately, the way Joni Lamb has dealt with these problems has made things worse. A lot of important organizations recently left Daystar, which was a big loss for the TV network. Rodney Howard-Browne was one of the first people to leave Daystar, but most people only know about big companies that have left. Let me play you a clip of Joni Lamb yelling at Rodney Howard-Browne for supposedly telling other people that she and Doug Weiss had been flirting. Please help our channel by liking, sharing, and commenting before I play the music. Your support means a lot to us. Now, here's the sound. People are even saying that I probably killed Marcus in the hospital because I was having an affair, blah, blah, blah. And Rodney Howard-Browne got you and Jimmy mixed up. He told Jimmy that Doug was texting or emailing me. He never slept with me. He is a good person. Before we got married, we didn't have sex. After Marcus died in November, he texted me in January. It's not true at all. Well, Joni Lamb already knew that, but Rodney told other people, and those other people told even more people. That's the harm you've caused me and a good man who is known for being honest. Joni Lamb got a lot of attention in 2023 when she said she was dating Christian sex therapist Doug Weiss. A lot of people were shocked by this news, especially Christians who watched her late husband Marcus Lamb's ministry. Many people were surprised by Doug Weiss's job as a sex therapist and wondered how it fit with the values that Daystar stands for. Joni Lamb said that they were meant to be together, but not everyone believed her. Some people thought that the connection was made too quickly after Marcus's death in 2021, because being a Christian leader means being watched closely by the public. An awful lot of people thought Joni Lamb should have grieved longer before starting a new relationship. Different Christians had different. Some offered support, while others thought it was wrong. There were also concerns about Doug Weiss's past and how it might affect Daystar's image. Joni's own children were one of the main people who were against her relationship. They were said to have had a lot of doubts about Doug Weiss's motives, especially since his last marriage had failed, and they were still sad about losing their father, Marcus Lamb. For them, the fact that their mother quickly started dating someone else sent up red flags. Doug's goals were unclear. Could he really want what's best for Joni, or was he just using the situation to get what he wanted? There was some truth to their worries. Doug's 30-year marriage ended in divorce, which made people wonder if he could keep a long-term relationship. The children of Joni were very active in the Daystar ministry and were worried about how this relationship might affect the group and their mother's health. Robert Morris, a respected pastor and close friend of Daystar, allegedly spoke out against Joni's relationship with Doug Weiss behind closed doors. He didn't say anything in public, but people close to him say that he was very worried about how the relationship would affect Joni's image and the Daystar network. Morris was against it because he thought it went against what the Bible said about divorce and getting over loss emotionally. He thought that Joni Lamb should spend her time healing and running the church instead of starting a new relationship. But out of respect for Joni, he didn't say what was bothering him in public. This made people wonder if his silence meant he agreed or disagreed. Rodney Howard-Browne, unlike Robert Morris, did not hold back when he wanted to talk about his problems in public. During their conversation, he told Joni Lamb that her friendship with Doug Weiss might cause trouble. Rodney, as a seasoned minister with a lot of power, thought it was his job to warn Joni Lamb about the dangers of dating someone so famous so soon after Marcus's death. Rodney's worries were mostly about the possible backlash from the public, the possible financial effects on Daystar, and the high chance of a scandal if Doug's past was looked into by the media. He tried to warn Joni Lamb, but she saw it as an attack instead of a worry. This made things difficult between them. Rodney Howard Brown tried to warn Joni, but she didn't listen because she is known for being strong. She didn't care about his worries because they weren't relevant to her daily life. She thought Rodney was going too far and getting involved in things that were private and personal. Joni spoke out in support of her choice, saying that she had prayed about the relationship and felt at peace with going forward with Doug Weiss. She told everyone that they should respect her right to be alone and believe that God will guide her life. Unfortunately, some people disagree with her and say that because she is well known, people should pay more attention to the choices she makes. Many people started to doubt Doug Weiss' trustworthiness as a Christian leader and therapist because of his past. His 30-year marriage ended in divorce, which made people doubt his ability to keep up a good relationship. Some people thought that Doug's past might make it harder for him to get along with Joni Lamb and hurt Daystar's reputation. His last marriage ended in a controversial way, which made people question his character and goals. Many people in the Christian community thought that Joni Lamb should have given these things more thought before she started dating him. To make things even more controversial, a letter was said to have been found that said Doug Weiss had been taking advantage of Joni Lamb while she was grieving and weak. In the letter, it was suggested that Doug may have seen his connection with Joni Lamb as a way to get closer to Daystar's powerful people. The claims that these things happened are true, then Joni Lamb was being abused during one of the hardest times in her life. People were even more divided over whether Joni's bad decisions were caused by her grief and whether she was making choices that would hurt the church in the long run. Because of the problems with Joni's relationship with Doug Weiss, there are now concerns about Daystar's leadership and the network's future as a big Christian TV station. The decisions its leaders make have a big effect on how many people watch and believe it. Some people are worried that Joni's choices could hurt the network's image in the long run and make it less powerful. Many people are asking if Daystar can get over these problems and win back the trust of its viewers, or if ministries and viewers will continue to leave. The ongoing scandals involving Joni Lamb and her relationship with Doug Weiss show how grief, leadership, and the constant scrutiny of the public all affect each other in complex ways. People have always been interested in Joni's life because she is a well-known person in Christian media and the face of Daystar television. But recent events have made people pay even more attention to her personal choices and how they might affect the ministry she runs. It broke Daystar's heart when her husband Marcus Lamb died in 2021. It affected not only her family, but also the millions of people who followed her. Marcus and Joni Lamb were seen by many as a united front in using Christian broadcasting to share the gospel. Since his death, Joni has had to deal with a lot of personal grief while also leading a ministry that is known all over the world, which is a huge job that not many people can fully understand. People in and outside of the Christian community are arguing about Joni Lamb and Doug Weiss's new relationship. For some, it's a story about getting over a terrible loss and moving on with life. For others, it's brought up questions about time, perception, and the duties of those in spiritual leadership roles. The way these things work shows how loss and healing can be especially hard for famous people. Every choice, action, and interaction is looked at closely, leaving little room for privacy or personal freedom. The controversy affects more than just one person. It also affects the whole Daystar group. Both supporters and critics are paying close attention to how this situation develops. This shows the larger conflict between keeping a clean public image and protecting one's own honor. This brings up a bigger problem that a lot of famous people have: how to stay real and open in a world that wants everything to be great all the time. It's important to remember that people in leadership jobs are also people. as this story goes on. As we all know, even powerful people feel the same feelings, struggles, and problems as everyone else. This calls for compassion and understanding. Good to see you on our show. Don't forget to like, share, and follow to get more news and talk about how this story is developed.